extend into your area in the next hour or so. If this storm holds together and moves to the northeast, we're hoping that it will die down as it progresses to the northeast. Like Sawyer was saying, hopefully it just gets embedded into this whole swath of rain that's moving through our area and it starts to weaken. But we're not seeing that because our area is right out ahead of this storm system. And so, again, nothing impeding it, nothing stopping us from getting all that moisture and all that energy with temperatures still in the 70s and dew points in the 70s, meaning that we have a lot of moisture to play with and a lot of energy. So we're still tracking this one in Choctaw County right now, as well as down to our south in Jefferson Davis County, as well as Simpson County to the north a little bit. But a lot of rain, a lot of lightning with this. But it looks like, unless we took our lightning out, there hasn't been a lot of lightning with this. Or let me see if I can shift.
Let me look. Actually, we can use one of our satellites to check that out. But I imagine we should still have lightning along with it.
Right along, just on that edge, the eastern edge of the swath of rain that's moving through. So lightning is still very dangerous. Of course, the flash flooding, tornadoes, and we have live wires that have been downed as well, and it's just hanging out in this wet weather. So hopefully that can be fixed for tonight. But don't venture out. This is not the time to go venture out and go see all this damage because there are trees reported on the highways as well. So okay, so the tornado warning has been canceled for Simpson and Covington. That's good news.
Okay, so we have some good news there. All right.
Yes. So that has been taken out.
But it's still in effect for Smith counties.
Right.
So Covington and Simpson, you're okay now, but Smith, you are still involved in this as that cell continues to still show very strong rotation as of this is about 5 minutes ago or so. And so that would be moving directly towards Taylorsville. And then, of course, we're still watching the storm that's in Clarke County moving on into Choctaw as well. Still have a tornado on there.
But it looks like the radar is starting to show that it's starting to merge with this whole system as that system kind of moves a little bit to the east.
It's been trying to. It's still keeping that divider there a little bit.
Hopefully that's what happens. So it just kind of sucks all the energy out of it. But a lot of lightning with just this one cell. That's moving into Choctaw County. So hopefully this will catch up with it, and hopefully that will just burn up some of the energy from this storm.
Yeah, and that the western areas, Covington and Simpson counties, were just issued for a severe thunderstorm warning.
Okay.
So we just kind of have replaced that tornado warning. And yeah, you mentioned it's trying to get embedded in that, but it seems to just be out racing that a little bit. If I look back at different scans here from the past 30 minutes, it seems like the main squall is trying to kind of reach out a little bit, but it's not quite getting there and kind of sucking up this cell. So we're still watching it. It's got the classic kidney bean shape ongoing. And so, again, we still have a tornado. Last we heard was confirmed. We're still showing rotation on our radars. And also, we're seeing out to the west, just now to the north and to the west of Taylorsville by a few miles. Taylorsville, we'll just call you included in this. We're showing you still having that rotation, albeit it is weakened a little bit. So there's a little bit of good news along with this. We don't really have anything currently showing up as far as any damage reports or anything like that. We'll get those. Again, we still have a large squall line that'll be moving on through with more thunderstorms and everything. Thankfully, these are not severe right now. So we're going to have to watch out for that. But, of course, the Weather Service is not going to send damage assessment teams out until tomorrow morning to really start getting those damage assessments. So, yeah, we're still going with a confirmed tornado. We did get a little bit of a report from damage in Laurel as this cell kind of made its way. Again, this cell has been ongoing since it was back west of Hattiesburg near Columbia. So it's gone through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, roughly 6 or 7 counties at this hour. And it's still continuing to chug along to the north and to the east at about 40 miles per hour. Still showing, again, signs of rotation. You can see our warnings right there on the map. So Clarke, Smith, and Choctaw County in Alabama are included in these tornado warnings. And, you know, something to note, Kim, is still that western storm system or cell is embedded in that squall line, but it's still showing signs of rotation. It's almost like it's trying to cordon itself off from the rest of it and just not letting any energy being taken away. I did mention it's looking a little bit weaker, but it's still showing up as rotation.
Right.
Taylorsville.
But it's at the head of it, though.
Yeah.
So that's why there's nothing impeding it, nothing impeding that energy or the moisture or the heat or anything. And so that's why it has continue to stay strong as it moves to the northeast. And so we're hoping that maybe the cold front will catch up and all this will be coming down, but we're still tracking that tornado warning from Clarke County into Choctaw County. Of course, I checked some of the rain totals. It wasn't quite impressive in some areas. Jackson, this is Jackson right here. If you take a look at it, it looks like Jackson could get a little bit of a break from the rain. So all this will also shift to the east as well. So we're hoping this will end quite soon. But a line of strong thunderstorms, even though some of these don't have warnings on them, they're quite strong. And so there could be some winds coming out of these thunderstorms that are moving through, let's say, Jasper County, as well as in Clarke County right there, in addition to that one cell that's moving toward Choctaw County. But a lot of lightning, a lot of rain moving through. And of course, these storms have created some damages across the area as well.
Yeah, and Kim, we are getting some reports out of Laurel, too, of some damage. And what I'm going to do here in just a second is try and pull this up some. The Weather Service actually in Jackson has some photos of this.
So, yeah, Clarke County, as Sawyer was saying, there has been a report that a home was destroyed and multiple trees down, and another home. There were trees down on a home off of County Road 210. And that is in Clarke County, just 7 miles southeast of Gospe'Singer in Clarke County. So there was a home destroyed, and there were multiple trees down on another home. I'm not sure if that's the same home that was destroyed with the tree down on it, or was it another? Okay, that multiple trees are down on another home just off of County Road 210. So those are reports in Clarke County. Remembering that there was a confirmed tornado that was in Clarke County. So.
And
again,
if we could, I'm not sure if there's a way to switch over to my computer. I do have the photo of the damage we were talking about. This would have been in Laurel. Again, there was a Piggly Wiggly in a Dollar General there that you can see that there's a good amount of damage right there. You've got debris flowing all over the cars, and so again, we're talking in all seriousness that we still have these tornadoes ongoing. And while this may be just a little bit of damage, it doesn't look that bad. That is still damage nonetheless from a tornado, and you don't want that wood flying around if you're out in your car or you decide to not take this seriously. So if you're in a tornado warning, still tune in or take your tornado precautions. Again, that's the interior room, lowest level of the floor. Make sure you take shoes, not flip-flops. I keep saying that. You want to take tennis shoes, preferably boots if you can. Work boots, you got steel-toe boots. Take those. Also, make sure you have a helmet on if you have one. Bike helmet is fine. It's something to protect your head from falling debris. Cover yourself with mattresses, blankets, pillows, whatever it may be. And then take your TV, turn it up all the way. We'll let you know when you're in the all clear, so you can hear us. Or if you can view on in, you have your cell phone as well. You can kind of attend there. I don't believe we're on Facebook Live right now. We'll get that out.
The National Weather Service in Jackson has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Clarke County in east central Mississippi, southeastern Lauderdale County in east central Mississippi, until 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. At 7:09 p.m. Central Standard Time, a severe thunderstorm was located over Stonewall, 7 miles north of Quitman, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts and nickel-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, expects damage to roofs, siding, and trees. This severe thunderstorm will be near Sable around 7:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. Middleton around 7:20 p.m. Central Standard Time. 0 around 7:25 p.m. Central Standard Time. Increase in Snell around 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Alameda around 7:40 p.m. Central Standard Time. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building.
And look at this line of thunderstorms all the way from Jasper County, stretching southward into Louisiana. A lot of lightning with this, but it looks like there could be some clearing though as we head farther to the west in Jackson, maybe a little bit of a break off to your west a little bit. And so we're hoping that this will all catch up and start to weaken. But right now, still that one cell that's moving from Clarke County into Choctaw County.
Yeah, and I'm also, really quickly, I've looked at power outages, because of course we have those ongoing. Thankfully, they're not showing as many as I would have thought. We've got about 9,000 customers out. Now, that's not people, that's customers, that's households essentially. So there could be 4 people in the house. But I'm showing the kind of most concentrated is in Laurel, around Laurel, as well as basically takes the track that cell, yeah, exactly, that cell took. That is the track where we're seeing the most power outages. So that goes all the way back down to Columbia, Summerall, through Laurel, and unfortunately, we're probably going to see more power outages as this whole line moves on through, because we still do have, heavy winds along this storm system that'll be moving on through. Gusts still upwards of 30, just ahead of this system. And so a lot, unfortunately, is still going on. And of course, this is through Mississippi Power. If there are other outages, of course, we'll look out for them and kind of update you on those as we can get to them.
All right, so we just want to go over very quickly in our viewing area down to the south a little bit, closer to Lamar County, Summerall. There were 7 injuries when a home was destroyed, and there was another home destroyed in Clarke County, just 7 miles southeast of Vosburg in Clarke County. And there was multiple trees down on another house off of County Road 210. This is from the National Weather Service. Over 1,000 homes, our meteorologist Chris Summers just texted me, over 1,000 homes without power from Mississippi Power right now.
Yeah, and we're still seeing, thankfully, we don't have a confirmed tornado right now with the one that is now moving into Choctaw County. The tornado warning for Clarke has been allowed to expire. And so now we're just talking about Smith and Choctaw County. And we're still showing rotation with it. It's not super strong, but nonetheless, we do still have tornado warning with that going on over into our Alabama counties. And we still do have some rotation. It should still kind of diminished and weakening for the storm system or the cell out to the west, just north of Taylorsville, moving near Bay Springs. So I would not be surprised if we see that tornado warning canceled. That would be good. But something just to keep of note. And I also just have a damage report real quick.